Good evening and a very warm welcome to Live Lent, God's story, our story, a series of stories, prayers and meditation for the evenings of Lent on this Friday the 10th of March. This evening our theme is Be Prepared, and our opening music, Sicut Servus, was by Giovanni Pierluigi da Palestrina. Draw us, Lord, to yourself by the power of your Spirit. Quieten our hearts and minds as we approach in worship. Hold us in the love of your Son as we follow him through temptation to the cross. Journey with us, Lord. Tonight we seek your face and forsake our empty hours. Tonight we seek you above all things. Cleanse us, Lord, from all that distorts your image in us.
In your mercy, forgive us.
From all that divides us from one another and from you.
In your mercy, forgive us.
For our satisfaction with less than the truth.
In your mercy, forgive us.
For any dishonesty in thought and action.
In your mercy, forgive us.
For worship that is unworthy of you.
In your mercy, forgive us.
May the Lord forgive us and grant us peace in our hearts and lead us by the Spirit this night and always.
Amen. Tonight's reading comes from the first letter of Peter, chapter 3, verses 13 to 16. Now, who will want to harm you if you are eager to do good? But even if you suffer for doing what is right, God will reward you for it. So, don't worry or be afraid of their threats. Instead, you must worship Christ as Lord of your life. And if someone asks about your hope as a believer, always be ready to explain it. But do this in a gentle and a respectful way. Keep your conscience clear. Then, if people speak against you, they will be ashamed when they see what a good life you live, because you belong to Christ. Thanks be to God. And now, tonight's reflection. Our writer tonight says, as a teenager, I attended a church youth group where on one occasion we were asked to write down our testimony, the story of how we had become Christians and what difference our faith had meant to us. We then shared our testimonies with another person in the group. Now, you might imagine that this would feel very artificial, but I have always been glad of that experience. It helped me to articulate my own story of God, firstly to myself and then to someone else, in the hope that I would then be a little more confident to share that story with others when the opportunity arose. And I think I was. Peter tells us, if someone asks about your hope as a believer, about your faith in God, in other words, always be ready to explain it. So we need to prepare to do this well, and as Peter reminds us, with gentleness and respect. Amen. And now the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, for ever and ever. Amen. Gracious God, help us to be prepared to share our own story, the reason we have for putting our hope in you. Please give us those opportunities, and then help us to take them. Amen.
At this evening hour, may the Christ who walked on wounded feet
walk with us on the road.
At this evening hour, may the Christ who serves with wounded hands
stretch out our hands to serve.
At this evening hour, may the Christ who loves with a wounded heart
open our hearts to love. Amen.
May the Lord hold you in his loving arms. May he grant you restful sleep and peace in your hearts. May he bless you and keep you safe this night and forevermore.
Amen.
Amen.